Hey everyone, topic number 2 with Jonathan is actually usually topic number 1, and that is, hey, it's Thursday. Let's talk about the unemployment claims. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing very well. So, hey, before we talk about the unemployment claims, which came out again today, and we've talked about now for almost a year, I want people to hear about a very exciting initiative that you are launching that I think a lot of people would benefit from watching. Why don't you go ahead and do that first?
Absolutely. So I released the other day a new free training series, 3 videos consisting of uh, an overview of how you do a syndication deal, how you find good deals to syndicate, and how you raise the money. It's a really good overview of the process and really kind of like the 3 biggest sticking points that people often have when they're thinking about how to get into this business. They don't really understand, what does the syndication really do? How does it work? How do you divide up the money? Who gets what? Uh, the deal's always a top, how do you get the good deals?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I walk you through that process. And then the other question people have is, where am I going to get the money? Why are people going to invest with me? How do I get them into my deals? I walk you through that process. You can get that training for free, and please watch it. There's no sales at all in those 3 videos, but I will tell you that if you want further training, I'm opening up a brand new version of Multifamily Launchpad, where rather than being sort of a do-it-yourself program with support from me, I'm actually going to walk the group through all of the training materials over 12 weeks. Yeah, so we're going to have
I like that.
3 months, 12 calls, go through the materials together, and you get all the other benefits of Multifamily Launchpad along with that.
Folks, do yourself a favor. The link will be the first line in the description of this video. Take a look. He's giving away just mountains of information every week for us. 3 videos going through syndications. So many of you talk about this all the time with me. This is the guy I come to. So make sure you watch him. And of course, I recommend his 12-week training. But why don't you get a taste first with these first 3 videos?
Yeah. And as I said, first video is just pure value. Just, won't be sold anything. Don't even mention the program. It's just all for you guys to learn. And I'm happy, I like giving away value. So
you're awesome. So, hey, let's talk about unemployment. And I guess we'll talk about the last 3 weeks, because we really haven't, we've missed it. When you think about the unemployment claims, which again, today came out, dropped actually 3,000 from last week. I mean, what do you think?
It's just kind of the same as what we've been saying for a long time. The low hanging fruit has been plucked.
Yeah.
And now we're into that, just that stubborn, 750 to 800,000 new claims each week. And it really is. I mean, honestly, I'm a little surprised it's not higher given the surge of COVID cases that we've had.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I thought that today would be the bump up. I agree with you.
Yeah, but I mean, I do think that I think that as we've learned how this virus works, there have been some effort to try to not shut everything down if it's not absolutely necessary to shut it down. Try to keep as much going as we possibly can. Take appropriate precautions. So I think there's that. I think that may be responsible for the claims not being even higher than they would have been. And also, but maybe, we don't know. We were over the holidays that, people just may not have gotten off their butts to file. Who knows? But the point though is that we're still stuck in that.
It's still horrific, right? I mean, 787. Yeah. The old record was 666 or something.
We've gotten immune to this, right? We're now talking about 787,000 weekly claims not being so bad, right? I mean, which is nuts. It's
like week 42 or something.
Yeah, of the worst ever. So and just I had in my last mastermind day back in the fall, I had a new one coming up next week, by the way. But if you want to, be part of that, you'll find out how to do it. But the Ryan Severino, who is the chief economist for Jones Lang LaSalle and very prominent in the real estate press, said the recession is the pandemic and the pandemic is the recession. And until we solve the pandemic, we won't solve the recession. And that continues to be true. I think those claims that are continuing to be out there now are related to the fact that people are not out there spending money.
Mhm.
in person the way that
Agreed.
they used to, right? They're spending online. They're buying certain things, but they're just not out there buying, uh, you know, not going to restaurants. They're not going to the movies. They're not going to concerts. They're not going, doing a lot of tourism, right? That's where I think this is coming from, and it just continues to be a big problem, and I think it's going to stay that way for a while,
Yeah.
unfortunately, until we get the vaccines rolled out and people feel confident about going out again.
Yeah. So I agree with all of that. And again, it is sad that we're numb. We're numb.
We're
We're
not.
calloused to
Yeah.
787 new claims. New claims.
Yeah.
That's 100,000 people a day, including weekends. I mean, damn, it's 110,000. That's
Yeah.
just not okay.
And I wish I could see more stats about, you know, where this is coming from, or business closures or what
Mhm.
have you.
Yeah.
Because
What do you think U3 is tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I mean, the predictions are that it's going to tick up for the first time.
Yeah, ADP was up
April.
yesterday, right? ADP's I think it lost like 167,000 jobs where 80,000 were expected. So yeah, I think so.
I mean, they were saying, ticking up to 6.8%, which doesn't sound so
Yeah.
bad, but again, you got to remember how the number is calculated, and it's, if people are not looking for work anymore,
Exactly,
and they're not counted as unemployed. So the number to be looking at is like the actual jobs number, how many people are working, as compared to this time last year, and that's
Well, let me ask you about 2021 in this realm. So you and I, or I think I've said before that, we're going through hell. It's dark, blah, 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 keep on going. I think we're pretty close to the end of this. And what I mean by that is I think Q1 will be better than Q4, Q2 will be better than Q1, and so on and so forth, both for GDP, both for employment. Maybe not in the numbers, right? Because again, the beauty about, or the pain about U3 is if jobs start coming back, more people may look and that number actually may go up. But I think more jobs will happen. So again, I am frankly bullish on 2021 getting incrementally better month after month, quarter after quarter. Are you in that realm, or you think we're going to be baseline for longer?
I mean, I just think it really depends on the rollout of the vaccines. And
Okay.
right now we're seeing a lot of problems with the rollout of the vaccines.
For sure.
It's just not being rolled out very well. And,
yeah.
And predictably, we also have now all the anti-vaxxers raising their, heads too.
Yeah.
And so that's going to, I think, depress the number of people who take it. But if they can ramp up the rollout, I think that's great for the economy. If people start feeling more confident to go out and do stuff again, that's obviously good. I do think that it's going to be a while though before people really are traveling the way that they used to.
For sure.
Before people are going to be willing to get on planes, and foreign tourism is going to take a while to recover, because I think, unfortunately,
what's a while in your a year, 2 years?
I would say the clock doesn't start ticking until we have the declaration that we've beaten COVID, right?
Okay.
That we're like, when we said like the economy is now open,
right?
Everyone go back to doing what they're doing. I think that's when the clock starts ticking, and I'd say it's going to. I mean, to get back to where it was, because we were doing great with the tourism, right? I mean,
19, yeah, absolutely.
Oh man, I mean, tourism was just fantastic in the U.S. and like New York was setting records every year for tourism, and so every other tourist location.
Well, that's how you have 3.5% unemployment, because everything's cranking.
Yeah, exactly. So I think to get back to that same level is going to be a couple of years at least.
Okay. So I think that's fair. Yeah.
And when people, and I've seen some economists out there saying, they, don't expect us to get back to the old level of employment, until 2021. I think that's way optimistic that we're going to.
Maybe
next year.
That's lunacy, actually. Yeah. I mean, 3.5% is a record for my adult life.
Yeah, no, but even to get to what used to be full employment at 5%.
Yeah.
I think, maybe we'll get there by the end of the year, but I think
I think just statistically, U3 won't let us get there because of all the reasons why U3 is bad today. All that stuff reverses, right? A million women come back to the workforce, which today they're out because they're watching their kids, right?
Yeah.
When they come back and look, that, as you know, that just messes with
Yeah.
U3. So yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
And the schools are another big thing too, right? Because, what we see kind of around the world is, the United States, I think, is one of the few places that's taken such a drastic
Yeah,
kind of like
it is.
hatchet to education, where like in Japan, they shut down large gatherings, they've shut down a lot of stuff, but all the kids are in school.
Yeah.
Right. In Europe, I think.
Same with Taiwan. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where my wife's family's from. Yeah.
I think most places in Europe still are
Yeah.
kind of like basically kids are in school, but they've
Yeah,
shut
what I've heard
down.
about Europe is I don't know what you call it, elementary or primary schools happening, but colleges are not. That's what I've heard.
Right.
Yeah.
And which makes sense because the college students are out there like getting
Stupid
drunk and
stuff.
doing stupid stuff and
Yeah.
kissing strangers, and you know how college is, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
like,
remember.
yeah, fondly, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But and the other kids not the younger
Yeah.
kids not doing that. So, but get the kids back to school. That'll free up the moms to get back to work, and
Yeah.
like,
And that's just
Yeah.
going back, just to tie this topic with the first topic. That's why I think the first 6 month, that next stimulus will be big, because we'll throw money at the vaccine, because again, it's being rolled out slowly and badly today. So what's the cure? Probably money. And then schools, you want to test kids once a week, or whatever it is. That's why I think the stimulus is I'm just throwing a number out there, 1.6, just because, it jumped in my head, but yeah, we'll see. I think that, and again, I think the stimulus will accelerate consumers feeling better, more confident. But again, I think there will be a hangover, and it could be quite large, but that's a problem for 2022, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, stimulus, again, I think, we've talked about this before. I think if there is stimulus, it's really replacing lost income rather than like, say, the way that a tax cut works, which is everyone's already working and making money, and now you're just giving them more money.
Right.
That has a definite inflationary effect. Whereas this kind of stimulus money is like, hey, you just didn't get paid, or you're getting paid half of what you used to because you're on unemployment. So I'm going to give you more money so that money is just not, so, but I think that, so I don't know if it's going to gain more confidence. I think the confidence is going to come from being able to go do the stuff that people used to like to do.
Okay.
Right. And then also, I do think, and I don't know, it's going to be a long time before we really understand this, but some consumer habits have changed, and some of that's going to stick. Right.
I think that's a good
topic.
Yeah.
I think that, the small retail, basically anything you can buy on Amazon, that was already in trouble, but that COVID just made it even worse.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are just out of the habit of eating out, and it's going to take them a while, even after they get vaccinated, and even after, I think it's just going to, for a lot of people, it's just going to, it's become uncomfortable, and they're going to have to have a new mindset shift to go back to being comfortable with things that they used to do.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So I think that it's going to take a little time for us to resume normal lives, even after
the new normal, if you will.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, very cool. It's always fun talking unemployment with you today. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
All right.